Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're back with another level 10 links 200% lead video around the LR final form caller. Just recently finished level 10 linking him, of course with him being one of the best units in the game, but more importantly an extreme unit. Getting that big bad boss's link to level 10 is oh so juicy. Unfortunately didn't manage to pull a dupe even though I did try, so we're going to see what he can kind of do at kind of a level that the majority of you will probably have him at, which is 55%, maybe a dupe, or if you've got super lucky too, but pretty much a dupe at 55% level 10 links. I'm looking forward to it because he was already amazing at 55% as it is. His damage output was already ridiculous. He was already good defensively. Now he's got the easier transforming cooler next to him with that constant support if you don't transform him. Also, majority of his links active, and we have him at level 10 links. So don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and see what this boy can do. So the first rotation, it's not a bad setup. It's not his most ideal. We are missing Metamorphosis, but to be fair, that's only given us an extra 5% HP recovery, which is not bad, especially combined with the LR Meta Cooler's, HP recovery every turn. And attack and defense plus 10%. So we're missing a little bit, and we're also missing Universe's Most Malevolent, which is going to be giving us at level 10 attack plus 20%. So we do need to wait for the Easy A Strength Cooler to come on rotation. But it's not a bad start, and we also have the Terrifying Conqueror's support from the free-to-play Easy A Cooler. But turn 1, while missing that all-important Universe's Most Malevolent link, we do have a 363 attack stat pre-super and also pre-build up of his passive. Of course, he does need to attack 10 times in total to not only fully build up his passive and get the key plus 5 and attack and defense plus 100%, but also on the 10th attack, he does then get his extra additional, which obviously helps in terms of constantly getting that 12 key off to greatly raise his defense all them times, so he becomes very good defensively. But he is starting with 175k defense, but this is with support. But considering he stacks on the 18 key, and as I said, we haven't even started building up his passive yet, that's not bad turn 1. And considering how many additionals this cooler can do, he ends up building up his passive within about 2 turns if you're lucky, especially if you have a dupe to get the extra additional off. So we're starting with 3.9. Nothing special, but again, he's only just started building up his passive, which will of course take no time at all, which is why he's so good in harder content, because not only does he do amazing damage, and if all those additional super 12 keys supers come off, we greatly raise your defense for the turn, but he builds up his passive literally, as I said, within 2 turns if you're lucky. And even just before he's fully built up, he's still putting out some very impressive numbers, and he's still quite defensively solid. And now with the Easy A Transforming Cooler, which is the typical rotation you're going to be running him on, because they literally share 6 out of 7 links. And of course, Easy A Transforming Cooler is just amazing, especially because he stacks defense pre-transformation. That is a rotation you're going to be using him on the majority of the time, or potentially one of them, especially once the Transforming Cooler's defense is in an acceptable point for you to comfortably have him on main rotation in red zone. And even then, you may have him starting on main rotation anyway, so you can get him stacking for the majority. And then not only that, pre-transformation, that cooler has support. That cooler when facing one enemy, which the majority of the time in red zone you are, and we are now because of course we're in the Vegeta event, he's giving final form cooler the LR, attack and defense plus 50% for Terrifying Conqueror's allies, or transformation boost. Either one, he's getting attack and defense plus 50%, which, even though I've already said, the LR building up his passive is very quick, which it is, it gives him that extra attack and defense plus 50% to start with. So it's kind of like he almost has a head start in terms of building up his passive, giving that a little bit extra by the time he gets there, which he doesn't even need. And then by the time he's fully built up, if you don't transform him, which again is very viable in red zone because you might want to keep him untransformed to keep him stacking defense, or you may do it very late to kind of get the final kill off and get the boss beat quickly because of the amount of attacks he can do. He's sharing 6 out of 7 links, constantly giving support while this guy's stacking defense. Like, LR Final Form Cooler's damage output was already insane once fully brought up, and his defense, especially if all the additional supers come off, was already in a very good spot as it is. You can keep his support going at all times if you really wanted to with this guy, and it's just generally kind of crazy to think how much better he is now, even though he was already insane when he first dropped. So, I can't remember if he super attacked or attacked twice or 3 times. But either way, we now have 6 out of 7 links. I can get Legendary Power active right here, but I'm scared this guy might pop off in terms of additionals and having type advantage. That's usually the way when I do a video that isn't about the unit that I did previously or recently. They want to pop off in other videos, so I'm going to keep him here. Again, this is the usual rotation you're going to be seeing nowadays anyway, so take advantage of it. So with like 2 or 3 attacks and the support, he's on 779 pre-super and almost at 300k defense. And again, he's not even fully built up yet. And again, on top of all that, the LR is going to be constantly stacking his constantly stacking up his attack the entire time, because we're always going to be getting our 18 key off pretty much after the first turn, guaranteed. So we're already doing a 7.5 million attacks, which is kind of insane. But yeah, that's another thing which I love about this cooler so much. He stacks, which obviously means his damage output is constantly going to increase throughout the entirety of the battle. And the amount of collective damage he can do, because he's always stacking and always doing, you know, like 2-3 additionals every single turn, combined with the initial 18 key you're doing, means the amount of damage he does to bosses. And I mean, you've seen it in videos, you've seen it if you've got him, you've seen it more recently, especially while having type advantage against the Metal Cooler Core in the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone event. He will do so much damage against Red Zone enemies, it's generally insane. And you spend little to next to no time in the event because of how much he's mollywhopping the boss for. So it's kind of crazy, and because his passive is so quick to build up to get the key +1 and attack and defense plus 10% each time, that goes up to 5 key and 100% attack and defense, because of all the additional attacks he's doing and how quick you build that up, after like 1 turn, LR Final Form Caller has his key to a point where you're guaranteed to get his 18 key every single turn regardless, which means you're stacking up from like the second time he appears throughout the entire event until you finish it. Which, as I said, it just means his collective damage, the amount of actual raw damage he's doing to bosses, especially in Red Zone, which, you know, they have a lot of health and a lot of damage reduction and a decent amount of defense, he is making them look like pushovers half the time. And if you have a dupe, which I really wish I had, it means you're critting as well, which is insane. So we've seen the rotation with this guy with support, just for the sake of the video, so he's constantly not being boosted, but prior to him being transformed, we are already over 1.1 mil with the extra transformation boost support or Terrifying Conqueror support, either or. And we're already on almost 350k defense. But we are going to transform him now, just to kind of get rid of that insane support. But as I said, considering how good he is pre-transformed, and obviously he's amazing post-transformation as well, you may generally not even transform the EZA transforming caller, just so he's stacking defense the entire time. And if you're keeping him on main rotation, it means the LR is constantly being supported as well. So that is obviously viable. This isn't one of those times where you force it for a showcase. That is a viable option for you to go for. So without the support, we've gone down to just under a mil, and we're on 278k defense. I'm not entirely sure if the LR is fully built up yet. I mean, if he's not, he definitely will be. But of course, once he's fully built up, you know, that's attacking defense plus 100% at the start of turn with key +5. The additional key +5, 7.2 by the way, without the support, is still ridiculous. And again, he's stacking, so that's only going to go up and up and up. But yes, key +5, attack and defense plus 100% at the start of turn. The additional key +5 once the passive is fully built up, an extra attack and defense plus 100%. So that's 200% attack and defense, key +10 at the start of turn. And then constantly stacking on the 18 key, and of course, if all those additional supers come off, that's greatly raising your defense by 50% each time. On top of all of his links being at level 10 as well, especially big bad bosses, having that active immediately is almost like a cheat code. It's so good for extreme units. So his damage output, even though it's already insane as it is, it means he's already doing those big numbers pretty much the 3rd or 4th turn he comes back around. Like, we know Caller's damage output is second to none in this game right now, but with level 10 links, considering how many attack links he has, again, Metamorphosis, attack and defense plus 10%, Big Bad Bosses, attack and defense plus 25% without the HP restriction, Universe's Most Malevolent, attack plus 20%, Fierce Battle, attack plus 20%, Thirst for Conquest, attack and defense plus 15%, and then we have Legendary Power, which is attack plus 15% when performing a super attack. That's a lot of attack buffs to be getting at level 10 links. On top of the fact his damage output, again, as I said, was already insane as it is. And you're getting the majority of those links, of course, with this guy, apart from Legendary Power, which, I mean, if you just move him into slot 2, if you have the LR Meta Cooler, which is a very viable unit to breed taken into the likes of Red Zone because of all the healing, very easy to pop off. Or, eventually, and I keep saying this because it's true, when the Golden Freezer comes out in a month or so, you can have Golden Freezer in slot 1, this guy in slot 2, potentially this guy floating on the second rotation with another Final Form Cooler if you're running dual LR Final Form Cooler leads, and you have Legendary Power active at all times. We do have the Terrifying Conqueror's support from him. He's definitely fully built up now. I just kind of want him to stack a bit more to see where he gets to. We're just shy of 1.5 million attack stat, by the way, with the support. And we haven't even supered yet, which is insane. We're on 376k defense. So with the support, which again is very viable to still have off in red zone, again, if you don't transform this guy, even if you bring Turles on a dual LR final form cooler 200% lead, you can have your defense up in that range. We're already up over 10 mil already, which is crazy. We're already up over 10 mil already. But yeah, if you have his defense at over 300k and you're greatly raising your defense every single time he additional supers, which is very easy, by the way, you know, within the first 3 turns, if you have a Terrifying Conqueror's category ally with you, it's very easy to get that active because you're looking at all the other cooler units you can bring. You know, you have the Golden Freezer units. If you're running, you know, dual LR final form coolers, there's also the likes of Turles. It's very easy to get that entrance animation, to get that guaranteed additional, which has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack, because there's so many good Terrifying Conquerors units that you're going to be bringing with this cooler anyway. So you kind of just get it off as a standard, which is great, which means he's got an extra additional for 3 turns. You have the 2 built-in additionals anyway. That's 3 additionals already. They also have a 30% chance of becoming a super attack. Once he's fully built up and finally done his 10th attack, that's another additional. So within the first 3 turns, you could see this guy potentially additional 4 times, which is kind of crazy. Of course, which is 5 attacks in total, the stack, and 4 times greatly raising your defense. Then, of course, on average, once you lose the entrance animation additional, you're still doing 118 key, which is constantly stacking, which means coolers still just constantly just dishing out insane amounts of damage. But then even at 55%, which mine is, that's 2 guaranteed additionals, 30% chance of becoming a super attack, and then the extra additional you get once you perform the 10th attack in battle. Which is crazy, which means this cooler, even at 55%, has the potential to super attack 4 times in 1 turn, 3 times where he greatly raises his defense, which is 150% defense, and without support, that's 327k defense, raising his defense by 50% each time. Which means you're looking at defense, which is close to probably 1 million without support, if those additional super comes off, which means he's tanking every red zone boss basic for nothing. And he's tanking super attacks, even some of the bigger ones, to be honest, quite well. Yes, you have like, you know, some of them that are doing like 1.6, which means he would still die, unfortunately. But having that amount of defense with no guard or damage reduction is still insane. It's unfortunate that he would still die though. But he's still tanking a super attack with like a Whis active very well compared to other units in the game. So I'm going to move him in the middle so we have legendary power active on super now, so we can finally see that pop off. Hopefully the easy A one doesn't do too much, but considering the God Vegeta pretty much has almost full health, we should be fine. But as I said, at 55% level 1 links, this final form cooler was already insane. Now LR final form cooler with level 10 links, again, even at 55%, it's crazy to think how much better he's performing. And I don't even have a dupe in him. It's kind of insane. Like, without support, he's almost on an 11 million attack stat, which of course is only going to go up and up and up because he's still stacking. I wish I had a dupe to like do crits, because generally, like, against Broly in red zone where he has type disadvantage, if he crits against him while having a 10 million attack stat, you can generally kind of rock Broly shit, especially with the transforming one now being a thing in terms of his easy A. But yeah, he's insane. I mean, he's generally insane. I mean, the amount of attack links he gets means he's doing crazy amounts of damage from the get-go without even being fully built up. The extra defense, while it's not a lot, the extra defense is nice, as you saw there, almost 350k defense. And again, if those additionals are coming off, he's greatly raising his defense by 50% each time. And as I said, you're getting defense, which is probably somewhere in the region close to 1 million, which is obviously amazing, especially when it comes to red zone and how hard that hits. So yeah, at level 10 links, he's generally insane. I just wish I had a dupe to go with him, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be for us. But do let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. Actually, I completely forgot. We have his active skill. We have his active skill to do. Here's me about to completely end the video when I completely forgot. LR Final Form Cooler has an active. LR Final Form Cooler has an active. Somehow I completely forgot about that. I was already satisfied. I mean, that's pretty much what it was. If that doesn't tell you how good he is, then I don't know what will. I was already satisfied in terms of what the LR Final Form Cooler can do at 55% level 10 links, that I was ready to end the video about popping up his active at level 10 links. That's how good he is. That's how satisfied I was with his performance. He'd already done that well that I didn't even consider using his active. That is my bad. That is 100% my bad. And of course, on top of how amazing he's been, he has some very, very good animations as well, which is kind of the cherry on top. It literally is. It literally is. So we're going to pop this off. And, of course, for the culture, we're going to be playing those animations.
I'm not short-sighted like my brother. I will be sure to exterminate every last one of you. Say goodbye. This filthy...
13 million damage, no crit, 55% level 10 links on a 200% lead. Honestly, it's insane. His damage output is second to none right now. He does so much damage in this game. Not to mention, as I said, he's winning even more because of the EZA transforming cooler, who you can keep untransformed and have the support. You could even have 2 supports in one rotation with Tech Janemba with the right orbs, and also Turles if you wanted to. And along with level 10 links, defensively, he's amazing. Damage-wise, insane. As I said, second to none in the game. Amazing 200% character lead. Goes on another one in terms of Wicked Bloodline. Surrounded by some great defensive units. Golden Freezers, the LR Golden Freezer soon. LR Janemba, Tech Janemba. LR Meta Cooler with the constant healing. This guy has everything going for him. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Now we're definitely ending the video now that we've done the active. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.